Hi, this is Suzette again, and we are doing CS5 on my video blog. I've got more great features to show you. You're going to love this. So last time we did this image of Lindsay, and we fixed all the background distractions. This is actually what the original picture looked like, and we got rid of all those distractions. But this time, what I'd like to do is actually swap the background to have this background, because it's kind of a sunny day, just like she has the sun shining on her there. So what I want to do is show you a great feature that's new to CS5. It is called Refine Selection. It does a fabulous job of even cutting out these little hairs. So here's the preparation. We've got our original layer. We want that on the background. We want to duplicate our layer so we can have one to cut her out. Now I'm going to add my background here, and I'm going to drag it into my image, and I'm just going to line it up so that it is filling up the screen, but I want to put it underneath that top layer. So I'm just going to drag it underneath. So my top image is the one we'll cut her out of. The middle layer is my new background, and the bottom layer is the original image. So I can make sure that I haven't missed anything and I can see the before and after. So we're just going to go to the top layer of Lindsay, and we are going to make a selection of her. Now the quickest way to make that selection is probably with the quick select tool. It's really amazing. And when you use the quick select tool, it will automatically select and add to it as you paint. So the size of the brush does make a difference. So I'm just going to use about a 30 pixel brush, and I'm just going to draw over her body. It'll automatically add whenever I draw. But if I want to take away an area like this part of the white that it selected, I need to hold the Alt key. And as I hold the Alt key and drag through that area, it'll subtract it. Now it missed her leg, so I'm going to add right through there her leg. Let me zoom in just a little bit, and we'll work on her upper body. I'm going to add her arm, her other arm. Let's add in her hair. Now I'm not too worried about all these crazy hairs because we're going to refine that. We're going to add this section. Now that looks good, except I want to subtract this part. So I'm going to hold the Alt key, and I'm going to subtract this whole area. And subtract this right there. But I want part of this little hair to show, so I'm going to make my brush a little bit smaller, and I'm just going to paint over that to add a little bit. Let me hold the Alt key and take away this area again. That looks pretty good right there. Okay, now that we have her selected pretty much, I want to refine my selection because I'm going to add a mask, but I want to refine it first. So let's take a look at how Photoshop will refine my edge for me. If I look at my option bar for this quick select tool, look at this. There's a button called Refine Edge. I can click on that, and it's going to show the selection of Lindsay in a couple different ways. Now I can do it as marching ants, or I can do it as overlay, on black, on white, white on black, layers, or reveal layer. All these different options. There's even a preview of what it's going to look like. Looks pretty good, huh? So let's go to this one on black. That one makes it pretty evident what's going on. And then I'm going to just refine this edge. Now there's an auto edge detection with Smart Radius, but I just want to show you how to paint on the edge detection. This is your little icon. I'm going to choose Refine Radius tool, and I'm just going to paint over these little hairs. And look what it does. It just selects it for you. I'm going to go over to the other one and do the same right here. Wow, look at that. Let's switch over to white background, see if we can see it better. Oh yeah, that looks much better. So let's refine that. Then right up here on this part of her hair, we'll just paint in, refine all this area with these little crazy hairs everywhere. Let's see how that goes. Wow, that's much better. So I'm going to scroll down here and let's see how, okay, this looks kind of funny. She's missing that little fold of the fabric there. So we'll fix that. It looks like there's something going on here. I see this little line too, so we may have to fix that. And let's see, right here, that doesn't look like a very smooth line. And smooth that just a little bit. I would say this side right here, there we go. I would say that she looks pretty good. Maybe this is a little bit rough right there. So once I'm happy with that, I'm going to say OK. And then on this layer, I'm going to add my layer mask. So down at the bottom of the layers panel, I'm just going to click on mask. Wow, look at that. You can see every little hair even. Isn't that awesome? Now, let's take a look at a few things. It looks like you can kind of see through her leg here, and we do have to fix this line. So let's just take a look at the mask. I'm going to hold the Alt key and click on the mask, and yeah, there it is. You can see it. I'm going to go to my brush tool with 100% black, and I'm just going to paint that out. No problem. But look at the areas where we did the refined selection. See how it's kind of painterly and it's not quite as dense? Now this is perfect on the hair. It shows every little hair. But what about areas like this, where her arm is a little bit missing? Well, there's a great feature here with dodge and burn. Did you know that you can dodge and burn on a mask? Well, the white pixels, if we dodge the highlights at 100%, look at this. It makes all those whites pure white, but it doesn't affect the black. And if we want to clean up the blacks, we can also go to burn, and we'll burn the mid-tones at 100% and make my brush a little bigger. And look at that. It just burns those blacks. So now we have a nice clean line. So back to dodge. I'm going to make that arm a little more dense there. Let's scroll down here. This right here should be a little bit cleaner. And same back here. Now, if you're not sure what should be done, you can always turn on the image. Make sure you're still on the mask. But as you dodge and burn, you can see how this is cleaning up her leg? Her leg shouldn't be transparent along there, obviously. So that looks much, much better. I'm going to go over to my brush and clean up this little spot right there where I can see that line. Wow, does that look great? Okay, her hairs look great. But now that I'm looking close, can you see this little teeny line around her? Yeah, me too. Now, maybe I could have gotten rid of that whenever I was making the original selection, but I didn't really notice it. So let me show you a pretty cool technique to get rid of that. Now, if I get rid of that, it's probably going to mess up her perfect little hair here. So here is a great tip. When you're using this, make a snapshot of where you're at right now and put the history marker on it, because whatever we do, we can bring this part back with history. So what I'm going to do is take a look at my mask. I've got pure white, pure black, and there's a little bit of gray, but right along the edge of her body there's no gray. So if I just take my mask and I do filter blur, Gaussian blur, and I just blur it by really only 1 pixel, just a teeny little fine line of gray, then I can actually use my levels on the mask, and that would be Control L for levels. And look what I get. I have a black spike, I have a white spike, and just a teeny tiny little bit of gray. Basically, I have that 1 pixel blur, and that's all the gray there is. So I can take my black, and look at this. It shrinks it. Look at that, made it smaller. It also got rid of her hair, but it sure moved that line in. And if I take the white, it grows it, makes it bigger. Okay? So I'm going to hit cancel, and let's see what that looks like with the picture showing. So I've got my image showing. I'm in mask mode. This is how you're normally going to do it. Control L on the mask. So if I make my black bigger, look at that. It ate up that line. Now if I go white, look how it makes that halo even fatter around her. Okay, that's not really what we want. We're just going to take the black. Now ignore the fact that it's eating up her hair. We just want to eat up that little fine black line around her body. Look at that. That's perfect. There's no outline anymore. Her arms are awesome. So I'm going to say okay. So now I've got my outline perfect, but it kind of got rid of all of her hair, right? No problem. I'm going to make a snapshot where I'm at now. And remember when we made the snapshot here before we did that? Well, now if I go to my history brush at 100%, I can paint with history, and it will put her hair right back the way it was. So I can paint back that beautiful selection that it made before I moved the line with the levels. Isn't that great? So now I have a perfect cutout of Lindsay with no giveaway line around her. Her hairs are all perfectly cut out. Isn't that amazing? So this is before and after. Before and after. What a great improvement. So enjoy this trick whenever you need to cut somebody out. This will make your life a whole lot easier. Happy Photoshopping.